Hi. Hi, my friends. I get so excited to hang out with you guys on Wednesdays. It's like my little posse. I was telling somebody the other day that the most favorite thing that I've done in a long time are these regular Wednesday download conversations. And I was like, we got a little posse on Wednesdays. And so, those of you who are watching live, hello. And then those of you who are watching the replay, sorry, I'm getting oriented. Um, uh, a hello to you guys as well. So when you're here, make sure you say hi. I have taken a couple weeks off because I've been traveling, and I have to get back in the rhythm of everybody getting on live and joining me. So this is going to be a really fun conversation, and I'm hoping, of course, that it's very helpful for you because what I see some things, and I see some things, which is always what I come here on Wednesdays to teach you guys, is I see some gaps and I see some things that we could fix. And my favorite thing, this is funny to me, is control. This is it to you too. Like, I just love having control, and I hate when things are out of control. And I hate when I feel out of control and there's so much going on around me, and I can't do anything about it. Like, I very much dislike this feeling. The great thing about that is that we have far more control than we think we do about a lot of things. And so today we're going to talk about, I'm going to use the examples of business and fitness because things I like talking about the most. So you're going to hear me bring those up, but this will really, these philosophies and these ideas are really something that can be used in every single area of your life. So last week, before I went to my silent retreat, I posted a picture of me and the elf lifting the weights. Did you guys see that one? I These little elves are so cute. I am loving them. And when I posted it, it was about the pattern of working out, and I would continuously get to hard, stressful, busy, whatever times of my I know, isn't it so cute, Shandy? But busy times of my life, and I would dump fitness. I would just like pretend that it's not important to me, and I would just push it to the side and just like completely break the pattern and the habit that I worked so hard to accomplish. And so I noticed myself doing those things, and I didn't really know what to do about it. And I also didn't know that it was important to not do that. And so there would be big chunks of my season of my life and my year where I would just stop working out. Like, and if you know me, that just seems so foreign to me now, because I do not stop working out when things get busy, because what I know is I have to work out when things are busy. It's like where I get centered, it's where I get calm, it's where I burn all the crazy off. It's where, not all the crazy, I save some for you guys, but it's where like my self-care and leading myself well, it's where it starts. And so it seems so nuts to me now, but that I did it. I did it a lot. And where I see consultants and sales directors just really lose it, especially consultants, when life gets crazy, like Mary Kay is the first thing that they dump to the side, thinking that it doesn't matter and it's not important, or they can't handle it, or it's too much, or whatever it is. And what I know, I have never dumped my Mary Kay business for busy parts of my life because I've always been financially obligated to it. I couldn't. So it was never an option to do that, which I'm very, very, very thankful, because I've never wanted to quit. I've never tried to quit. I've never done that because I've always had to have this business. And for me, making things fun and lucrative is important, and they go together. So I just figured out how to do those things very quickly. But so I kind of get judgy about that. Like, I'm sorry, but I do. Like, I'm like, why are you doing that? Why are you throwing your business to the side when it's like the answer to most of your problems can be solved somewhere in that business and what you're doing with it? Yet it's the first thing to go when things get busy. Like, I kind of get judgy about that. But if I look in my fitness world, I'm like, but I was doing the exact same thing. Something that was important to me, something that I loved, something that was helping me grow. I ditched it when things got busy. And so this class has really come to you from those things, from the idea of the pattern that you have in your life, the patterns you have in your business or your fitness or whatever it is. I want to break them. I want to break them for you like I broke them for myself when one day I was like, that's not who I am. I don't work out when it's convenient. I work out every day. I don't do my business when it's convenient. I do my business every day. Like I want to live my value system. And if I believe those things, then I should do those things. And I surely can't be the leader that I want to be and the woman that I want to be if I just ditch things when things get hard. Then I can't teach anybody through it, whatever that is. And so today we're going to talk about how to help the distractions of busy times and the overwhelmedness, because that is real. That is 1,000%, a gazillion percent real. There's no shame in that overwhelmed game. That is very, very normal. But what I want you to see, and you already know, like, name a time of the year that isn't busy. Like we'll hear, I as a leader in this business and working with moms specifically for 21 years, I hear, oh, it's back to school time. It's super busy. Oh, it's summertime. We don't have a good routine. I'm super busy. Oh, it's holidays. It's super busy. Oh gosh, I can't right now. It's spring break. It's super busy. Like there's always something. Can we agree? There's always something. So the problem isn't the busy, although I do think that we do need to say no a lot more than we do. But the problem is, what's the pattern that you do with busy, what you do with lots of noise, what you do when things get overwhelmed. What do you do about that? Because it's going to come, and it's going to come in different ways. You think you're going to handle it in one way, and then one of your close family members gets sick, or your child gets sick, or a catastrophe happens in your life, or you have to be prepared for what is coming down the pike. Okay, so we're going to help with these distractions, help with this overwhelmed feeling. We're going to get a little bit of a plan together, because during the busy times of the year, maybe it's like super legitimate. You're like, Heather, no, but seriously, the holidays are crazy. Okay, so holidays are crazy. Maybe you can't be the dynamo in your business that you want to be, but maybe you can be consistent in your business. And if you're consistent in your business, that's still breaking the pattern. That's still better than you normally do. I'll take it. First of all, you have to call out the pattern. What is the pattern? Do you have a pattern of life gets crazy, your distractions get super high, and they feel like they're coming at you from every sort of angle, and then you drop something off the list, whatever that something is, you feel guilty about it, and then starting over now feels shameful, or it feels harder, or you feel like you're behind. And then when you feel like behind, then you just don't do it. That's where I see a lot of, oh, I'm out then. If I can't get back in where I was, I'm out. What's your pattern? What happens when life gets crazy? So I mean, that is my fitness is, I see it all the time, and I can see it throughout my history. And the cool thing, here's the hopeful thing on the end of this, is that I look back on those times. I remember it was 2014. This is how much, June 2014. I remember this. It was the first June, and one of my sales directors, Heidi, I turned to her, and she was at my house, and she doesn't live in the same city as I do. So that was funny that she was there. But I looked at her and I said, this is the first June that I did not put down my fitness goal. Wow. Because it was the first time I had ever worked out through the crazy time of the year. June's insane. And I work a ton in June, like always behind on my goal. And so I always have so much stuff to do. And like, I love it. So when I love something, I put a lot of effort into that, but I dropped something else to do that. And I remember looking at her and going, this is the first time I've ever stayed consistent. Did you know that was the first year we did Trip? And it was my best year, and we've never done anything less than that. Like, isn't that cool that the consistency in one area of my life helped other areas of my life? I'm going to need you to write that down. Consistency in one area of your life is going to help every area of your life. We say it in discipline. Discipline in one area equals discipline in another area. That is true. So is consistency. And it may not have a direct correlation. Maybe it's just maybe it's just that it just makes everything better. So let's consistently break these patterns, because patterns also don't break with pressure. Like, you can't just white knuckle your way through breaking your patterns. Breaking your patterns comes with clarity. And because you're like, oh, I see the pattern. That is like 90% of it right there. I can probably stop talking. 90% of it is, oh, that's my pattern. When things get busy, when I get overwhelmed, when things get hard, I do da da da. That right there is going to give you so much that will help you break that pattern, because you're probably going to find that that is a displeasing pattern. Now, you're going to have hell, but if we're talking about this pattern, is it serving you well? Is it serving you well to drop things when things get hard? Probably not. So let's manage two different types of distractions. And I've talked to you about this. If you have not gone and watched my time management matrix, it's in HDK download. It's one of the, first 5 episodes that I did. Go watch that time management matrix, because I show you in a matrix where you should be spending your time and what are the things that are wasting your time. Because sometimes you just need somebody to tell you the way it is. And that's why you're with me on Wednesdays, because I just tell. Okay, so 2 different types of distractions. Number 1 are legit distractions. These are life disruptions. They are real. They're reality, and they're necessary. My dogs are a massive distraction for me. Am I eliminating them? No. Am I minimizing them? No, not. They're literally my life. Freddie, especially, where is he back there? He pretty much runs my life all the time. So it's not like I'm going to, I can only deal with Freddie and Loxley when in this area of their life. That's not true. They're 15 and 16. They're literally, it's what I do all day long. And last night when he was up like 5 times, and so it was all night long and all day long. So there are legit ones. Your family, your health, holidays right now, they're legit, guys. Like, if I got my Mr. and Mrs. Claus on today, I am all holiday. I love everything, but I also want to manage it in a way that I don't lose everything else through that. Okay. So these just need compartmentalization. We're not going to eliminate these. We're not eliminating your kids, even though sometimes I'm sure you might want to. We're not doing that. What we're doing is we're just moving them around and putting them in places that are manageable. Okay. Now, they're not the problem. They're not the problem. The problem is sneaky distractions. These are these little tiny distractions. And what you will hear yourself possibly say is, oh, that's okay. It doesn't take that much time. Oh, that's okay. I'll just do a little bit of this. Oh, that's okay. And you're just telling yourself, well, it's just a little bit of this. It's a little bit of time. It's okay. It's okay. It's not, because the little ones add up to big things. And when everything is already crazy around you, you can't spend time wasting time on tiny, insignificant things. Even if it's just 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 20 minutes here, guys, those things are going to eat you alive. And they really don't bring you any pleasure. They don't make you any money. They don't move the needle. They're doing none of that. So that they're lethal, okay? But they're also right on there. Notifications on your phone. I had a very awesome conversation with my dear husband last night, and we talked about his phone notifications, and they make him crazy. They make him literally crazy. I'm like, okay, then let's figure out how to eliminate them or change our reaction to them. Like what? So I have zero notifications on my phone. Zero, never, ever. Like when I'm expecting a phone call and I actually have to turn my phone notifications on and I get all the dings all day long, because you guys know what my social media is like. It's insanity. It's insanity. I would die. I would never get anything done. Ever, ever. And then it would cause me to like stress about it and then not put as much on social media because I'm afraid of what's going to, I'm not getting any of those head games. I have zero notifications on my phone. And I look at them when I'm done with my proactive work. That is how I manage notifications. How do you manage it? I'm not telling you have to turn off your phone. Some of you guys, you cannot do that. But some of you can, or some of you can turn it off in pockets of time. And my phone is upside down on my desk. So it's plugged in because it's, always dead. So it's sitting down like this on my, not like this, see, there's like 5 notifications right there that I can see. If it was face up on I wouldn't hear it, but man, I'd see them coming through all day long. So it sits face down. And then when I'm done with whatever I'm working on, then I pick up my phone and deal with the reactive side. But my proactive side, your proactive side is what comes first. That's why fitness is so important. And that's why I tell people to do it in the morning. You don't have to, but your proactive work goes in the front of the day. So then it like doesn't even matter what happens the rest of the day. Maybe I get my afternoon walk in, maybe I don't, but I already worked out this morning, so I'm good. So I don't have to stress about it. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to like get in my head of, okay, I have the kids, I have to make dinner and then I'm going to go on my walk. And I don't have to do all of that because it proactively got done at the beginning of the day. Okay. I think Shelly Carter's on with me. Yes, I see her. Shelly, and I'm not picking on you. It's just in my class. Overthinking. Guys are burning all of your emotional energy, all of the fatigue of your life, all of the excitement and momentum and hope you have. You're burning it like you're lighting a piece of newspaper on fire. That's what's happening when you sit in overthinking mode. Nothing good comes from it. I'm sorry. Nothing good comes from it. Nothing. You're never going to overthink yourself into a great idea. You're not going to overthink yourself into action. Nothing. Because the term overthinking is what the problem is. It's not thinking. Thinking is wonderful. It's when you do it more than necessary. That's the problem. And you know it in your heart of hearts when that happens. It's procrastination at its finest. It's stress at its finest. It's fear at its finest. And it is eating you alive. And until you do something about it, it's going to wreck you. And you're just going to be constantly spinning your wheels. And I know you don't actually want that. So that's a huge distraction. I'll do it later. Is don't put it down, put it away. Don't put it down, put it away. But I also do it with myself, with my list. So sometimes I'm a massive list maker, right? Like I got all these things to do. And like, I love making lists. They make me so happy. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? This doesn't go on a list. I'm just going to do it. This just needs to get done right now. So instead of putting it on a list, I do it. So don't put it down, put it away. Don't put it on a list. Just do it. Or put it on a list and then do it later. But this procrastination of, oh yeah, I need to call her. Well, I'll do that later. No, pick up the phone, call her. Pick up the phone and call her. If there are proactive things that need to get done or things that have you just been keep stringing along, nip them in the bud. Of course, scrolling and comparison and all the things that happen on that deep, dark little internet machine that we all carry around. Proactive is good there. Reactive is not good. Spending time there. The average person spends 2 hours a day on a device that is meant to control you and control your addiction to it. So the light on here, the colors on here, the screen on here, the dopamine hits on your social media. Those are all a design. Did you know that social media, particularly Instagram, is machines? Because slot machines are the most addictive thing I mean, I'm probably more addictive than cocaine. It's one of the most addictive that has been invented, right? Well, they designed Instagram to give you the feeling of slot machine. Just read that. That's sad and scary. So these phones are designed to keep you addicted, and they are working. Are you going to let that win? Are you just going to succumb to 2 hours a day of scrolling? If you ran a business and you committed that scrolling time to actually working and proactive work of your business, you would not be on here with me today. You'd be getting ready to go to Nashville with us for leadership. That's big, guys. That's big. So you're scrolling and your procrastination, your overthinking and your notifications, all of these little distractions, you need to make them smaller, or you need to put them in some boundary sections. Like, okay, I know I want to scroll. I want to see what people are doing. I'm going to give myself 15 minutes today, not 15 minutes at a time, 15 minutes today. That's it. Or I need to just let my thoughts wander and just go. I'm gonna tell you where to put overthinking. Put it with your walks in the morning or the afternoon. Put it on the treadmill. Put it on the elliptic machine. Put it at the gym. Go burn them and just let your mind go. That's your overthinking time. Not sitting at your desk when you're actually getting ready to do things. Let your mind wander and overthink, and like habit stack it almost. That's a kind of thing. So you're going to have to figure out where to put these micro distractions, because you're going to have them, just like your family and just like your all the good things about your legit distractions. Those are necessary. Well, I'm not going to tell you you're never going to look on social media. Like, that's insane. Just where are you going to minimize it and how are you going to put it? Or like, you're like, Heather, but I really, really, really like social media. I like how it makes me feel. Said nobody ever, but okay, I'll go with you. Honestly, that's not a thing. Nobody feels better on social media. But once again, go on a treadmill, go walk, go do something that's going to be good for you and that's good, a good habit, and also do one of these micro distractions. So you got to know you got two different ones, and you got to know where you're going to put them, and you got to label them correctly. What's necessary and what's not necessary. We do need to know that. Okay, so let's do I want you to think of these things as buckets. Okay, so I want you to look at the different buckets of your life. So you've got a life bucket, you've got a holiday bucket, you got a family bucket. So you have you have a church bucket, you've got these different buckets, other job if you have one, and then you have a chaos bucket. And so what I want you to do is when everything's crazy, I want you to just mentally think, okay, which bucket does this belong in? Because the buckets, like I said, the problem is not that you have a family and kids and a job. Those are church, those are very good things. They're good buckets. The problem is when that chaos bucket gets put into the family bucket, or the Mary Kay bucket is now with your kid bucket, and things start getting intermingling. They start leaking on each other. That's when things in your head feels really, really just not good. And that's when you start dumping things that are really good for you, because you're so overwhelmed because you've got buckets leaking everywhere. So what I want you to think of is, when you're sitting down about your day, is what bucket am I in? Because if I'm on Saturday, I have a studio in my house and I have TV there, and I got a plan. On Saturday, I'm going to wrap presents. I love wrapping presents. Love it. Just love it. I have a theme with my wrapping paper, with my bows, with my everything's color coded, and the whole thing is going to be like super cute, right? And I want to take time to do it. I don't want to wait at last minute. I've done that before. I don't like it. It doesn't make me feel good because I love this. And if I rush through it, then I'm not going to love it. And it's like one of my favorite things. I'm not letting it go, right? On TV, I'm going to put my holiday Christmas movies. I'm going to watch the Kansas City, the touchdown one, the holiday touchdown holiday, something like that they did last year, filmed it in my hometown of Independence, Missouri. And then there's one that the Buffalo Bills did. I'm not a Bills fan. Y'all know I'm not a Bills fan, but I'm going to watch that one too. So I'm going to watch these on Saturday. I have a whole plan. Now, if something happens and I may have my phone notifications not on because I never have them on, but like maybe I'll turn my phone up and look at them. And if somebody needs me, I'll do it. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just stay in the zone. Because if somebody calls me, if somebody texts me, if somebody messages me, that's fine. But now the chaos bucket, which is that reactive bucket, is bleeding in to my holiday bucket. And I don't want to fake. I don't want to do it half bootied. See, that was good. I don't want to do something that now I'm being pulled over here and then I'm not enjoying this and I'm not enjoying that. That's like multitasking at its just worst, right? Where you're feeling pulled in many areas. And that's exactly what we don't want to do. So if I'm focused on my business and then the holiday movies get going, ooh, I can't do that. I've got to focus on my business because I need my business time and I don't need it leaking into my family time or into my holiday time. So I just want you guys to be really clear on what bucket you're working in, because I don't want you to feel like you're working all the time because it's important to you, but you don't want your big business bucket leaking into your family time or leaking it into your holiday time. That's not fun for anybody. You're going to be stressed because you're going to feel like you're working all the time, but you're not actually accomplishing anything. And that's the worst. You feel guilty no matter what you're doing, because then you're like, well, if you're doing holiday stuff, I should be working. And then if you're working, you're like, but I'm missing out on all of these happy hours everybody's doing and all these pop-up bars that everybody's going to. Like, so you're going to feel guilty, and you're never going to feel settled, and you're going to lose your consistency because everything feels urgent. And then we're back into our patterns again. And so then something's got to give, right? And the easiest thing to dump, fitness, business, whatever, we dump it because it's easy, because we burned ourselves out doing all the micro distractions, or we didn't have our buckets properly labeled and we didn't work in that bucket when we needed to work in that bucket and be present in that bucket. Now, sometimes you need to pop between, but pop intentionally between. So if I get a notification that somebody has texted me and I'm like, oh, I do want to talk to her. Like, yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. Then I'm going to turn my holiday movie off, stop wrapping, and text her or talk to her or Vox her or whatever for 30 minutes. I'm going to intentionally move to a different buckets. So, because you want to know what moment you're in at all times. You're going to be present in that moment. You want to eliminate the mental clutter, and you want to build consistency. So I want you, by the end of your day, by the end of your week, instead of scattered. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Because you're like, I knew where I was when I was there. And I was all in when I was there. And I stayed true to being productive and proactive. And I let that chaos bucket, that reactive bucket, I let it just simmer. And I didn't react to it. And I didn't get nuts about feeling behind. I just dealt with the chaos bucket when it was time to deal with the chaos bucket, because you are going to have to, you get around that. Actually, sometimes you could just let that chaos bucket simmer and a lot of those issues resolve itself. That's for sure. Okay. So some tips to help you, right? So now we identified, okay, what do I need to do? Here are some tips. I want you to protect the first 10 minutes of your day. I would say the first 2 hours of your day, but I'm gonna start small. If you have a great morning routine, then just add to this or fine tune it. I have an awesome morning routine. I also have an awesome night routine. Those are the bookends of my day. But if you don't have those strong yet, we're just going to build them. So just start with the first 10 minutes of your day. What's your day going to look like? Where's the time going to go? What buckets do you need to have today that does not involve picking up your phone? The last thing that you want to do in your first 10 minutes of your day is pick up that phone. We got all those addictive colors. We've got that addictive blue light. We've got addictive slot machine, Facebook, slot machine, Instagram. Those are all things meant to have you obsess and to spiral. So we are certainly not doing the first 10 minutes of our day that way. So the first 10 minutes of my day are my devotion time, my prayer time, then I get ready to go to the gym, and then I go from there. Freddie's dreaming back there. It's so cute. So protect those 10 minutes and really get your mind clear on what you want your day to look like. When I say that you have more control than you think you do, that's where it is right there. That's where it starts. Don't just start going chaos from the very beginning. I've been there, and it is not a pleasurable experience, and it will burn you out. Okay. I also want you to set focus pockets. So these are 10 to 15 minutes a day that you can go in and work. And when you're working, it cannot be anything on this that is not on this list. Are you ready? Booking, coaching, selling, follow-up, recruiting. If it does not fit in those 5 things, you does not get your valuable focus pocket. It's all you get. And I know you don't want that, because it's easier to do all the things in our business that are not IPA related. I know that. And I'm also challenging you to not be like everybody else and to not do what's easy and to do better, because you can't. Only IPA work, which is income producing activity work, in those focus pockets. Here is a brilliant thing that I learned when I was a new consultant, is use a timer. You can put it on your phone. Or my husband, actually, when he heard this, I think, was I director yet? I don't know. I was somewhere. I was only a consultant for 6 months in my business. But it was somewhere in that like 5, 6, 7, 8 month mark. He actually bought me a red KitchenAid timer. And, that's KitchenAid's fancy when you room house in Independence, Missouri, and it could fit in your hallway. Now, like that was fancy that he bought me that. And I used it. So I was like, because there's so much control and power when you have 10 minutes and get as much as you can get done in 10 minutes. I love it. I still love it. I love beating myself, beating the clock, beating my to-do list, especially the things I don't want to do. I am just like you. I got a list of things I don't want to do, of conversations I don't want to have, of things that are difficult for me. And those are the things I procrastinate on. But that's where that timer comes. Okay, how many of these things can I get off my list in 10 minutes? It is so much fun. So use a timer for your focus pockets. And then I want you to celebrate. Every single day, I want you to celebrate where did I win today? Because you want to train your brain to get that dopamine hit of winning with your new bucket system or your new focus pocket system or your 10 minutes of your day. You want to make sure that your brain knows it's winning. Because when your brain knows it's winning, it just keeps doing the same thing. And then if it knows it's winning, like my brain knows that my morning routine, especially like going to the gym, it's so funny to me. It's not funny, but it's like foreign to me when people are like, oh, I have to convince myself to go to the gym every day. I'm like, oh, my body just gets up and goes to the gym. I don't think about it ever. I don't think I shouldn't go today, or should I go today? I'm tired today. First of all, it's 3:45 in the morning. I'm tired every single day. You get up and you go to the gym, because I've trained my brain that it knows that that's winning. It's winning on so many levels. There's no conversation in my brain, in my soul, in my heart, in my house of if we go to the gym, we go to the gym. So we do. This is how we win. It's how we get focused. So that's how you want your day to run, is you want your brain to be like, oh, if I do this, I'm going to win. I'm gonna get a dopamine hit. Yeah, 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 yeah. So you have to celebrate it. You have to train it. So let's celebrate your wins. You hear that a lot. It's vital to your brain and to your habit creation system that you celebrate it. It's not false celebration. It's not frivolous. It's not I don't deserve to celebrate. Stop it. Stop it. You got to train your brain to get what you want. This is how you self-coach. So celebrate your wins. And then during busy, hard, stressful, blah, blah, blah seasons, which is all the time, I think we qualified that, is simplify your goals. Fewer things. It doesn't mean, and so, I love this book so much. It's like my favorite book, Finished by Jon Acuff. If you've not read it yet, please read it before Christmas. It's little and he's funny. And I love everything funny. And Jon Acuff is hilarious. But he talks about cutting the goal in half. It's not that you're going to get less. You're actually going to get more because you've simplified and you've trimmed the fat. Instead of having this goals of 10 things that you want to accomplish right now, how about 2 things that you want to accomplish right now? Fewer priorities that will equal more execution. You will end up absolutely getting more when you focus more on less things. Okay, so I'm going to give you a challenge. Are you ready? 24-hour challenge. You can come back here. I love all these comments in here. Thank you guys for all of that. Ooh, lanes instead of buckets. Yes, cute. Oh, okay. So I'm just looking at the comments. Shandon, I love this. That my pastor many, many years ago, he was talking about something, and he talked about the idea of a keystone habit. What's one habit that changes everything, that affects everything in your day? And his keystone habit that he talked about was working out. He eats better when he works out. He feels better when he works out. Has more energy when he works out. So like everything stems from working out. Well, mine is what time I go to sleep at night. The most important part of my day, which sounds crazy, right, is what time I go to sleep. Because what time I go to sleep dictates how I feel when I get up in the morning. And then that changes everything. So the one thing I can control is not what time I get up necessarily, it's what time I go to sleep. Because I am not the kind of girl that can get away with a couple hours sleep, 5 hours sleep. Nope, can't. I need a lot of sleep. I've always needed a lot of sleep. And so instead of trying to go against my heatherness, I embrace it. I know it. So I got to go to bed early in order to get up so early. So in order to function as a semi-normal human being. So my nighttime routine is more important than my morning routine because it's what sets that morning routine up for success. Isn't that crazy? So think about that night routine. Okay, here's your 24-hour challenge. You ready? I want you to do 3 things. I want you to pick one sneaky distraction. We talked about the good ones, the vital ones, so you can't get rid of those. But the sneaky ones, I want you to pick one of them that you are going to either eliminate, like flat out eliminate, or you're at least going to minimize. So that's one. You're going to pick one daily thing that every single day you're going to nail. Whether that's a booking call, whether that's a gym, whether that's walking. I prefer it to be business if we're going to be honest about it, because we're not on the HTK fitness download today. We're on the HTK business download today, but whatever. If it's the most important thing to you, then I'm in. But one daily minimum thing. And then I also want you to give me one weekly thing. What's the one thing this week that you will accomplish? It's kind of your anchor of the week. One big thing that you're going to accomplish this week. Okay, so 24 hours, jump over here in the comments, and one sneaky elimination or distraction that you're going to eliminate or minimize, one minimum daily thing that you are absolutely going to implement, and then one weekly big thing that everything filters through that. So my filter is my goal this week is to have 10 new personal team members. That is what I want. And now I've been in Mary Kay for 21 years. So I have an unfair advantage to those. And I've been building a massive team for 21 years. It's not like I've been in 21 years and not have done anything, because that can absolutely happen. I've been in 21 years of a massive, massive building time. Every single year is always, I don't take years off. I don't take months off. I don't do any of that. That is just not who I am. And I hope it's not who you are either. I hope you are a business builder. But so I have a lot of people to pull from, is my point. So don't set yourself up to get 10. Well, Heather has 10. Well, I have a lot of people that have been in my unit before that with this new e-commerce that, can come back. And so I've got a larger pool of people than you do. But still, if you don't have that big, but you are working your business, so what if it's 3? What if you get 3 new team members this week? That's your anchor. Then every business thing you do must support this goal, and it must be filtered through that goal. So if it's not going to help me get 10 new personals this week, I ain't doing it. Not doing it. So how are you going to filter your activities? That's going to help a ton deciding what kind of activities you choose to do with your very precious minutes of your day. Okay, that's your 24-hour challenge. So come back and then make sure you got to follow the rules of the podcast, right? Like this, share this. I know some of you guys tell me that you copy and paste the URL in your unit meeting or your unit groups and your team groups and your messenger groups and your Facebook groups. Thank you. Or you just share it with a friend. Share me, like it, and comment, because it helps my YouTube algorithm. And so you guys have to help me with that. That's important. So that's your dues that you pay to me every week. That's funny. You're not really paying me dues. Yes, you are. Yes, you're doing that. So make sure you do those 3 things for me and then 3 things for you back in the comment section of your 24-hour challenge. I will see you next week. I will be here. And maybe we should talk about the new e-commerce thing next week. We can do that. So let's do that. Let's dive into how we're going to work that program and the incredibleness of that program. So I will see you next week. Have a great one. Happy holidays. See you later. Bye.